one of the container. Like that's a object. Class is the most important element in C# because everything must be included inside the class. Other language, the C# compiler doesn't allow you to declare any variable or method outside the class. Okay, then you had to declare the variable inside the class. Variable or in any method, the function. We call that a method, the function also method. As we mentioned before, global variables are not permitted in the language. Okay, in fact, object-oriented programming is based on the concept of the classes. Okay, now we are studying for the visual object-oriented programming based on the concept of the classes. Then classes is the one of the object we call. Okay, structures are similar to classes in some aspect and can be used instead of the class in some application. Okay, structure also class object. The main difference between the class and struct. Okay, class is the reference type. It has the address and value. But the struct is the value type, no any address location. Okay, that's a different, only different for the struct and classes. Classes is the reference type. That's object. Okay, then how to declare the classes? You declare word as the class as follows. Usually that's like class my class. This is the one of the class. You declare the class, we then start the curly bracket and close. Inside you can implement the classes, variable, any method, everything. You can declare the classes. Wait. Application, right? Okay. Then you can implement class. And now in the database programming also you can make the classes. If you each entity. Okay, each entity is the class. Then we are going to study for the fields, everything that attribute is the field. That is the my class. And inside you can implement the class. The class implementation or class body goes between the process. Inside you can implement any lot of function. Inside also you can make the subclasses. Okay, we are going to study that also. Derived class, parents and derived class, subclass you can create inside the class. Now you create that class as one of the class is a point which contains the two field x and coordinate. Okay, Cartesian coordinate. Then they have the axis x and y axis. Then if you point one, okay, if you point out the one point, then you use for the x coordinate and y coordinate. That's a two values need. Therefore, the field also x and y is the field. In the point inside, you can define the two field as a x and y. Then you can denote the one point using the x and y values. Okay. Then class point. Then you are going to either integer or double also. Sometimes you use the point 0.5 and like then you can use that's a depend in your application or your purpose. Then int x, int y. That's an integer type. Then you can define this as the two field as a x and y is the two field. Then you think about this also we are calling for the attribute. Like if you use the class as a student, then you can define the fields as a student name, student registration number, student ID card number, student address. These are the fields you can define. Then you can create the many objects using the student class and add the many students, keep it the many students. This also here class as a point. Then inside int x, int y, that's a two field. Okay. you can initialize the field with the value like this example. Okay, then you can initialize. Now it's only declare the two field. Okay, to file field is initialize the field also with the value. Then int x is equal to 0 and int y equal to 0. Then that value is 0. Then this also you can use this the field. Then in database program we call that, and we are not using that's a field, that's an attribute. The class as an entity. Here is the class in visual programming. Object is the class. But in the database programming, they are also object. That is the entity is the object. There's also, if you come into the programming side, it is the class field. That's a field. Attributes are lot of attributes there. So you can make that as a field. Okay. This declaration initializes the field x and y to their default value. Of course, you can use any other value to initialize the field. Okay. This is the default value as a 0 and x is 0, y is 0. That's the origin point of the, if you consider for the Cartesian, both the intersect the line, this is the origin point. Okay, that's 0 default. Then class initialization. To create the object from the point class, use the following statement. Okay, point my point, create the object. Okay, you can also create an object and initialize the field in the same name of the class statement, same name of the class. Point my point equal new point. Then now you create the one object is the my point, because already we have a class as a point class. Class name is the point. Then you can use that name. Okay, this is the name of the object. My point new keyword. You can create that new point. Okay, create the new keyword and create that object. Now so you can create an object and initialize a field in the same statement. Okay, you can of course create the more than one instance from the classes. Okay, point P1 equal new point, point P2 equal new point. Okay, now you create the two objects, point 1 P1 and P2, two objects. Then you can assign the each object its own coordinate. Okay, you can assign P1 where is the point is in the position 12, 15, because already we initialize the two field. Okay, we declare the field in the previous thing x, index in y. Two fields are there in the class, point class. Now you can create a point and give the coordinate, on coordinate p1.y equal 22. It point is some places as the coordinate 15 and 22. That's a p1, the point. Point is the class. Okay. Then point okay, as in the p1 and p2. So, x and y. That's a two field. Same thing you can use the p2. Also p2.x 10, p2.y 2. Then after that you can later also you can join, draw the two line, create the two objects as a point. After you can draw the line. Okay, the next semester is there. You use that, so you can draw the line, you draw that circle, everything. You know that if you want to draw the circle, then you need for the radius, the value of radius and center point. Then you want to declare the 1 point. Then that's like if you want to draw the which one in rectangle or square, then you need the 1 point and length and width. Okay. Then length and width mean if you have the rectangle, there no any square. If the rectangle equal size is the equal size of the side is the square. Okay, square. Then you can use it like this. Here is the P1 and P2. We now is create here is a new point object P1 as point P1 equal new point P1 point P2 equal new point. There's a two object here. Then after you assign the field coordinate P1.text P2, then you can see that's a already we mentioned that in our form. There is the top of the left side corner is the origin point. Then is here is X. This horizontal axis is X. This is the Y. But here any negative value in the positive. Okay. Then in here the form. Now is this one of the example is a point using the system.class. Okay, this is a console application. Class name as a point, int X, int Y. Okay, static void main string, the main method. Create the point object, point P1 as a new P point, and assign the value to field P1.x equal to 22, P1.y equal to 22, and display the field. Then console.write x. That's the first variable, and y is equal to second one is the second index variable, the P1.x comma P1.y. Then you can get the this value as a 22 and 25. X is 22, y is 25. Then you can get that's the point. Okay, now we can do it. Okay, open that one application. Already I think point is there, but wait. Yes. Okay, new things also we can open the new project. Okay, it is okay. It is there. Okay, not window application, Visual C# as a console application. Console, okay, create point. Create point class. Okay, point class. Okay. Now if you create it program, then you can rename. Okay, this page, .cs page is here. The project in the right side, you can rename. Okay, in here is a point. Now you can see this automatically change. Point. Now you can see the class is point. Okay, class is point. Then now you can create point P1 equal new point object. Okay, int X. Sorry, we want to create that outside of the main class. Sorry, initialize the value outside the point. Okay, you can see here. That is a field belong for the X. equal 0. We initialize without initialization also okay. Int, that's why we call this a field. Also 0. Okay. Now we declare the one point inside the main method. This is the create the one object. The class name is a point. Okay. Then here also we create the one object using that point class. Okay. Then we can initialize p1 dot x equal 22 and p1 dot y equal 25. Okay, then we want to get this value. Okay, xy value, then console dot write. Okay, write. Then the double quotation x1 x equal, okay, 0, then comma y equal 1, the second parameter. Okay, you finish the double quotation. Okay, then here you can see this is the x comma. Okay, 2 parameters we want to give. Okay, this is a string, therefore we are using for the double quotation. X equal, then you want to display the x equal, that's it. Okay, then p1 dot x comma p1 dot y. Okay, now close the bracket and semicolon. Okay, then console dot read. Okay, then now you run this program. Okay, x equal to 22, y equal 25. You can get out. Okay, this is the simple example. We are using that one class. Okay, as a point class. You can use any class and any field also you can declare. Okay, declare any field. After that, you want to create the object and you can assign one object. Now we are using, now we want to create your class and student class. Then is the point come for the student. And string student in registration number, string like. If it's some number like this, you can use int. Okay, if you like. Then after you want in the main method, you want to create as a student as a S1 equal new student. Then S1 dot name equal, you can assign your name. And that way you can keep it. This is the way you can assign. Okay, this is the one of the class, the point class. Class is the object. In the object-oriented programming, the visual programming is the class, is the object. Okay, it's the reference type. Reference type. Now we know that how to create that classes and create the object. And create the object. Now is the next. Okay, we want to know the namespace. A namespace is the container that includes the class and other type. You can place the class inside the namespace. Okay, then you can see here our application is the namespace is there. Okay, the namespace as a create class point. That's what we call this. The solution is a project. One project is the namespace inside the namespace is there. There's a project name, the create point class. That's the namespace, the create point class. It is a container. You can make many classes inside that. Inside the name class. This is the one of the container. In the window application also, one application, you can add the many forms. That's the that project namespace, the one of the container. Okay. The benefit of the using the namespace is being able to fully qualify member include the same namespace. Okay. Then if you two class in two different namespace have the same name. Okay, if you two class in the two different namespace, okay, have the same name. The class name is the same. You can refer to each one by using fully qualified name. For example, now you can use the one namespace as a my namespace. Inside one project also you can make many namespace also. That's a one of the container. Okay, it's a container. It can consider the many classes and other things also. Then here you can see my namespace dot class one. Again, your namespace is another namespace is the class one. Then it is the way already the class is the we already mentioned the class is the object. Class is the object here. Then if you the same class one, here also class one, but it in the different namespaces, container different namespaces, but the same name. Same name. Then we can create that also. For example, you are the students. We can make for the you are the undergraduate student. Then we can make for the one name base as undergraduate. Some students, everyone is a student we call. If you go to the school, also student. If you go to the university, if some are studying in the postgraduate, that also student. Then we can make the separate line is the class as a student class, but we can make the separate container is the my name base as the graduate students name phase, graduate postgraduate student name phase, school student, primary, secondary. So different name you can give because all are students. We cannot call for the any other name. They are students. One person is like okay. If you are person mean any one in the human is that we call the person. You can give that's the different categories. Is the okay. Then is the qualified name is that you want to know this. Okay, you want to create some object under this class one under this namespace. Then you want to use this the name. Okay, qualified name. That's a my namespace dot class one. Then the class as a class first class equal new that namespace using class one that's like okay. Now you can see that is the nesting name. It also possible to nest namespace inside other namespace also. Okay, in that case, you need to qualified name to distinguish between the similar class name. Okay. Now is that this is the separate namespaces, but the class name is same. Then we want to know okay, point out that particular class, then you want to use this the namespace. Otherwise, if you use the class one like the computer confused, you are using which class. For example, in our one class or in the one course, the same names come. But we want to discuss how to discuss the name. Sometimes you can use for the initial. Okay, SSP Pereira and NSP Pereira. That's like we can distinguish. Otherwise, if you call the Pereira, is the 2% raise the hand. 2% is going to raise. Then how to identify whether I want to, no, I want to this type. But if you call that is the SSP Pereira or NSP Pereira, like that's a point out. That's like here also, this you can qualify name as a my name based dot class 1 because the same name is there. Then your name based dot class 1. Okay, we have exercise also, example also there. You can clearly understand. Okay. Then inside the namespace also, another namespace also, you can create the same name, class name also, similar class name also you can do. Is the my parent namespace dot my nested namespace dot my class 1. Okay, already my parent's name space one class name as a my class 1. But inside the my nested namespace also my class 1. 2 class 1. Okay, another class 1, but the same name. Then this is the way you can differentiate the classes. Okay, then you have to give the fully qualified name. Qualified name as a my parent's name face dot my nested name face dot my class 1. Then after you can create the one object. This is the way you want to use. Okay. Now you can see here my parent's name face dot my class 1. The same name we are using. My class 1, my class 1. This is object. Class name. Similar class, similar name of the class. But inside the class you can implement any variable or the fields, declare the fields, method, different method. But you want to differentiate the two classes. Same name is there, how to differentiate. This is the way. Fully qualify the name to the distribute between the similar class. Distribute means the differentiate. Okay, that is here. The my nested name base inside that is a my parent name base. Inside. In the following example, you declare the two classes that have the same name, my class. One class is contained in the namespace called for my namespace, and other is contained in the namespace as a your namespace. Okay. In the main method, which lies in the namespace, you insert the both classes to create the object MC1, MC2. Okay, in order to instantiate the class in your namespace, you have to usually fully qualify name. Now you can see here namespace. This is the namespace as a my namespace. Class my class. Okay, int field 1, in field 2. Okay, the public void my method. That's a one class as the some implementation. Okay, some implementation. This is the under that my class. Okay, this is also namespace my namespace. Create a class as a my class. This has a 2 fields and 1 method as a my method. Okay. Then you continue the same thing. Static void main. Create an object. My class name dot my class. Okay, my class is a MC1 dot new class. Invoke my method to MC object and MC1 dot my method. Okay, create an object of your namespace dot my class. Okay, notice that you usually use of the qualified your namespace dot my class MC2 equal new your namespace dot my class. Okay, but in here in the static void in any project only one static void method is there. There are no more static void main. Only one static void main method is one main method is there. Then you can see here is the namespace, second namespace is the namespace, is the your namespace using system.dislike. Okay, the one application you can use the two namespace. Okay, we can do it. First, want to declare the one namespace as a my namespace. Okay. File, new project. Okay, console application. Okay, I will give the namespace as a my it's okay. Same name, my name space. 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 Capital or simple. Want to see. SP capital space. Okay, my name space. Name face space. That is also a place. Okay. Name space capital. Okay, my name face. Okay. Now new ones. My name face. Then we create the one class. As what's the name for the class? My class. Is okay. Okay, my class. Inside the my class, we implement the two fields. Class as a my class, two field. Okay, I copy and paste, easy. And take the time. Okay. Then this is the one of the name phase. Then I want to create another name phase. After that, I will come for the main method. Okay. That name phase has a new your name phase. Next one is the your name phase. Okay, name phase as a your name phase. Okay, another name phase as a your name phase. It also create the field 1, 3, field 2. Okay, the same name we are using field 1, field 2. Okay, that's like one is a my method also there. The same name, method name also my method, here also my method. Then how to differentiate this classes? Okay, but same name is there. How to use that? Both. Okay. In here. Okay. In here we are not giving for the any qualify namespace because this main method under this namespace. If you create the my class, it's okay, no problem. It is denote that driver. But if you want to use this my class, then you have to give for this. Okay, fully qualified namespace name. Fully qualified name. So your name dot my class. Then you can create that new class, new object. Okay, new object. Then you can see here the main method. Okay, create an object on your class name dot my class. Then my class MC1 equal new class. Invoke the my method. Then if you call MC1 dot my method, it call for the here this one. Okay, this method. Then second one, you create another object. Your nameface dot my class MC2 equal new your nameface dot my class. Then it to create this object. Okay, it is denote for this is the here. Okay, this class. Okay, if you want to create the one object, the my class 2, MC2, then if you call the method, my method, then it is okay, execute this method. Not in the same name is there. Here also, same name is a my method, but the object create for under that your namespace. Therefore, we call to that method also inside that method. Invoke that method. Okay. Then I copy and paste this. You can understand the structure. Okay. Then if you call this one, then I want to use that as a console dot read. Otherwise, the command prompt is vanished. Okay. Now is create the one namespace as a my namespace. The class name is a my class. Okay. Then this under this class 2 field is there. One method is a my method. Okay. Then the same project I use the okay another container as a my namespace as a your namespace. Then you can create that. Okay, my class. The same name, but the different namespace. But you think about is it is the unique. If you use that's the name fully name qualified. Okay, qualified name, then it's the unique. But here you cannot use for the same namespace as what is the namespace? My namespace it is impossible. It's not unique. It's the duplicate. Like cannot use. Okay, create the duplicate object container. But inside is this is the same name is there, but it's a different. Because this is the your namespace. The container name is a your namespace by my class. It's a method also my method. Okay, but in here you again you use that is the public main method is the errors come. You can use here public void my method. Okay, first we want to run that one. After that, you want to run. Okay, later I will show it. Tool. Comment. You can comment this view. Tool. Edit is the comment, not comment. Okay, so not comment is the okay with cut and paste. Okay, now we can run this program. Okay, we can get the my namespace dot my class field is the value of field 1 is 1, 2. That's the your namespace dot my class field is this. That's the this is there the same name. Okay, we use the same class name and same method name also. Okay, then if you without using this my class, okay, your namespace. Okay, your namespace. Okay, now it's coming for the same things. What is this? Wait, that namespace also there. MC1, my class, MC2, new class, right? MC2 dot method by the same. I'm not using the namespace here. It is not. My class MC1, right? Right. It's MC2 dot read. Okay, again refresh. Yes, the same values come because I didn't use the fully qualified name in here. If you use this my class MC2, it also create under this class object, this object, under this using this class object, my class. Okay. Now, okay, something like that. Okay. Now I run. Okay. They are building error. Would like to continue or successful. No. That's what is the error. Here is the error is the my method. Your namespace already defined the member called my method with the same parameter type. Now it's already same name method is there. You cannot make the same name. But the different container, different namespace, you can use the same name. Now it's this class, it's a different class. My method. We are going to study with the sub. Okay, you can create inside another class also, but you can use the same method, same name also, method name also. You can use the same method. For example, the two classes are there. You want to calculate some area or something. Then the method name is a calculate area. You cannot use the different name because everything you want to create the meaningful name of the object or function name, everything meaningful. Without that meaning, very difficult to understand what is the method like. Okay. The same name you cannot use it. Same name you cannot use in the same. There's a duplicate cannot. Any variable also you cannot make the duplicate variable here. They all are unique. Okay, they are unique. That's it. Now you can see there's a difference here, the namespace. Okay, two different namespace. That's already you mentioned the namespace as a container. Many classes include that. It's a separate line because it's easy to handle your program. Therefore, we can make the many namespaces. Object. Now it is running perfectly. Now it's a separate. Okay, that's a already you know that's a qualify out to the use for the name qualify namespaces. Right. Now it is okay. I think you understood that one. Your namespace is the two namespace is the one project. The namespace array is qualified. There may be time when you want to use a special name for your classes, such as a system or console, because that is a reserved word for the system. Always we are using. Then you can use for the double colon. Okay, double colon is the allies qualified. Okay, it is obvious that this name will be case conflict with the .NET classes. Okay, already I mentioned if you say name is there, that computer okay confused which one you call, which one you call. That's the thing is there. We can use that's a double colon in your code. Now this is the example is there. The double operator goes between the two identifier like this. Global.system.console.write. Okay, already you use the some system for some in your program, but that's a separate variable or something. But in here you are using the global.system.console. Now you are using the console.write line is there. Console.write line is under that system classes. That method under that class, system class. Then we want to use that. Now here is the example. Okay, consider the following example in which class name system is used. Okay, now it's the mc.myclass. Okay, global system. Then you can use my system number, ms. Here this is solved only by using the name alias qualifier. Okay, here is the left hand identifier that precedes the double colon operator is where the search start. The right hand identifier is the right hand here. Okay, it's the identifier to look for. When the left hand identifier is global, the search start at the global name phase. Consider the following example in which class name as a system is used. Okay, the class name we use the system. This class name has a problem that is solved only by this using the name alias qualifier. Okay, like this. For example here. Okay, now I create the one name as a class name as a system. The system is a reserved word already there in the classes. Okay, everything is start for the system. You can see here our application. Okay, system dot collection dot generic system dot link. Okay, but I use the same name for the system in class. Name also system. Okay, already I mentioned that some reserved word is there, cannot use it. Int is the reserved word. You can't use it because that's a reserved word. That's like here is a system also reserved. But anyway, you want to use, then this is the way you can use. Okay, here is a my class. In my class number is 123. Public class system. This is the name as this class name as a system. In one of the class, inside we create another class. Public in my system number is 5. Okay, 555. Okay, static void my class MC1 new class system ms equal new system. Okay, display the field this line. Now you can see here global. Okay, this is a double quotation is there. Sorry, double colon is there. That's the system. It's the global system. It's used for the our this system. Okay, this system console dot write under this that method in system this system. Okay, global. You want to differentiate that the system. This system we our use. Okay, class. This system name is the our use class. But other one is that this system is the global system. Okay, we want that. Here is the global system.console. Okay, otherwise the system.console, the computer conflict is the confused. Which system you are calling? Because system ms equal new system. Here is a ms.my system number. Then you can get this value as a okay 555. Then we can, this is the way we can differentiate the same name of the object. Okay, the classes. This is the system under that our global system in the .NET framework system. But this system is the our we create that one class. User, a particular developer create this class as a system. This is the way use for the differentiate the two same name object. Same name object. This is the way. Okay, now is the access level. Already you know this also again repeat. It is common practice. That's the one programmer create the class that, and then other programmer use that class in their code. This code is usually called the client. The one important features of the object-oriented program is the encapsulate, which enable you as a class creator to protect your class field by restricting access to them. Okay, then you can use the some access level. Okay, we have here the client in this case can access those feed only through public method. Okay, you have a public class and inside the fields are there, other people can use it or other classes also can use it. That's a public method. Okay, public was used to most class declaration in the previous chapter. In this section, you learn about the public and other keyword used to use for protecting type and members. Okay, types and members. Now these the following keywords are there: is access, public, private, protected, and internal. Okay, these keywords are okay referred to as access modifier. We call this access modifier because they are used to modify the declaration. For example, public in my method. Okay, then other people also can use this method. Public inside the class, anywhere you can use. If you private, it's only that class. Inside the class you can use. Okay, this is a public. What is the access level is there? Public, used with the type and members, access into the, okay, no restriction, other classes also you can use. That's a public class method. Private, used with the members. Okay, access is permitted only through the members method of the same class. Okay, the same class, the private method is there. In the same class, you can access. Not the other class, you cannot access. That's a private. Protect, use with same member. Okay, use with members. Access is permitted through the member method of the same class or derived classes. Okay, we are coming for the what is the derived class is a subclass. Later, the internal, use with types and members. Access is permitted through the method in the same assembly. And product internal is the use with the members. Access is permitted through member method of the class or derived class in additional to the method in the same assembly. Then you can use this public private. Mostly we are using the not product is the mostly we use the public and private. Okay, private mean on the same class you can access, but public mean other classes also can access that method. Access that method, no restriction. Now use the access level. Class, outer class. It's a one of the class. The private access level is permitted only for class inside other classes. Okay, private class point. This is the private class, but the class outer class is the access. Public in text, public in white. Okay, the public access level of the field make them accessible from the other class. Okay, class as a main class. Okay, this is the another class. This is the one of the class. Class, outer class, outside the class. Okay, then is class, main class. Is the main class. Okay, inside the class you can use for that public. There are several part of this example worth discussion. Okay, here your example contain the three classes: point, main class, and okay, the containing for the outer class. The main method is placed inside the class other than the point class in order to test the access level. Okay. Note that is the field point class. If okay, there is the not have the public modifier. Okay, it's the three classes there. One is the outer class, other one is a point class. This is the main class. Three classes are there. Okay, three classes there. Okay, contain three classes: point, main class, and contain the class as an outer class. Okay, both classes are inside the other outer class. Point and main class inside the outer class is the main class. The main method is placed inside the class other than the point class. Okay, now you can see here the main method is under that class as a main class. Not in that is a point class. Point class is a separate class. Separate. Okay. Note that you okay the point class in order to test the effect of the access level. Note that you could not access the field of the point class if they did not have the public modifier. Okay. If you have the public modifier, then you can use for other classes also. To test that, change the public modifier to private or protect. See the error message in the compiler. Okay, now we can run this method. Okay, class as a this like and run this method. Okay, new class. Then after we want to change public new project console application. Okay. Okay, console.read. Read. Right. Now you can see here is the class as outer class. Is the one. Inside we have the two classes. One is a class as a point, other class as a main class. Okay, this is the one outer class. Inside two classes are there. Okay, one is a private class point, public int index and public int y. Okay, now I run this. Now is a we are using point p1 equal new point p1.x 33 p1.y this line this line. Okay, then now is the we use this point class and okay another class as a main class in the main method. Now you run, you can get this line. Okay, now this is the but the class is private, but the this field is the public. Anywhere you can use inside that class, inside the class, the outer class. Inside the outer class, you can use this field. This field you can use for the public. Access level is a public. If you change this one is a private. Private. And other one also private. Okay, now I run. Okay, there was a billing error. Would like to continue the last successful no. Then I want to show what is the error is. There are errors. You can read console application outer class point dot text is inaccessible due to the protect level. Okay, that's same line. Because we are using this here is a private. Okay, private means that's the inside the class you can use. You cannot use for the outside of the class. That's the access level. Private. Okay, if you use this as a public class, what happens? Okay, again, I change that public class. it was a problem because this is the X is a private or line. I didn't use any keyword. Okay, that also error. That's also protect level is there. Okay, usually this is the private inside that line. Then we want to make that a okay. You want to make that is the here is the public. It's the access level anywhere, any. Okay. The two field can use it inside the main class. This is the main class. Sorry, outer class. Outer class, yeah. Inside that anywhere you can use this public keyword. Okay, if you use the public keyword anywhere you can use. Or inside that class. Okay, because we are creating this point under the another class, main class. But this method is inside this point class method is okay. You can, if you private also you can use, or you can copy and paste there. Wait, that method, keep it here. Okay, not in the other class. Okay, now run. Now you can get. If you change the private, okay, without private also that's a private. Run. This also you can get because that method inside that same class. It's a private, you can use anywhere inside the class. Okay, if you make the private, you cannot use for the outside of the class. Okay, can't use for the outside of the class. Okay, now you understood. There is a access level. Access level. Now you run, is the errors come. There is the error is here, where is the place, everything. Product level is there. If you make this public, okay, you can use this public under this class anywhere. Okay, that's a. There are several parts of this example worth discussion. Okay, note that you would not access the field of the point class if they did not have a public modifier. To test that, change the public modifier to private or protect and see the error. Okay, see the error, what is the happen. The containing the class, outer class is used as a container to other classes. Okay, so that we can give the point class the private access level. Okay, we can give that. If you remove the outer class, okay, the compiler will complain about using the word private. The access level of the outer class has no effect, okay, on the program. So okay, you can remove that access class also. Now we come for the properties. The easy way to, okay, protect the field of classes into use the properties. Okay, these properties are in fact method like other member function, but they facilitate the access of the private field by the client. The client can use the property in the same way use field. Okay, then you can use the properties as a field. The traditional method that is used C++ is you okay is to dedicate the sum function for access the private field. Now you can see, for example, set my point and get my point. Get point in the C++. We are using here as a set and get thing. Okay, the job of the first function to assign the value in the field x, and the job second function read the value of the field. Okay, in the x field. Now in here the C# private string item. Okay, this is the public string item. Okay, this is the first one is the field private string item. Okay, but this is the property public string item, capitalized public string item. This is the then you can use the get and set function method. Get and set. Get mean you can get the value. Set mean you can assign the value. There's the two methods are there in the thing. Okay. Now this is these are the private string item. Okay, private string item. This is the one of the variable. You can see that's a one of the variable name as a private string item or variable, or you can use that variable as a field. But this one is the properties of these items. This variable, property of this variable, public string items. Now you can see how to separate this. The capital I is here. This is the symbol I. Symbol I is here. This is the capital I. This is the property. If you use the capital I item, I is there. That's the property. This is the variable items. Symbol I. Here get and set values there. Get and set. The field item is declared. The field item. This is the field. Private string item. This is the field name. Name as item. Okay, but I use a symbol I. But public string item is the property. Then the property is items. Capital I is the declare public. Okay, declare public. A property contains the method get to read the field and the method set to assign the value to the field. The methods get and set are called for assessor. We call that's a get and set as a assessor. One assessor is the read assessor and write assessor. We call read assessor and other one is a write assessor. Read assessor mean is the get. Write assessor mean is the set. Okay. Two method is there. Yeah, I mentioned the property contain the method get to read the field and the method set to assign a value to the field. The method get and set are called for assessor. One is the get assessor is the read assessor. This one is the write assessor. Okay. Notice that. Okay. Use the return keyword to the get assessor. Here is the return, is the read the value. Okay. Okay, value. Then I also use for the another contextual keyword as a value. Here, item equal value. Item equal values. If you assign some value is the item. This is the this field name item. Okay. This is the field name as item. There's a return as item. There's a field name. But this is the capital I items. ITM item is the property name. Name of the property. Okay. This item properties. This item field properties. Okay. Value of the field. Now you can see which is used to change the value of the field. Now it's using properties. The property exposes a convenient public way for reading and setting the field value instead of the dealing directly with the field. Okay. Directly you can assign the field, but if you use this field, you can validate your field value. Therefore, we are using the property. One advantage of using property as opposed to using field directly is that you can validate the data before changing the value of the field. Okay. Okay. If you want to assign some, give the field, then you can validate that data. Value, you can validate. For example, if the field contains the specific date, you can do the field within the specific range or something. That also you can validate that also. Okay. For example, the validate value for the field called for the number should be within this range, 100 to 1000, 100 to 1000. If you try to assign the value less than or greater than 1000, then not accept for that field. Okay, that value not accept for that particular field. Okay, except you will get the message from the set assessor telling you about the error, regardless of whether or not enter the value is accepted. The program display the current value of the field. Okay, this is the example. My class. There is a private in number. This is the field. This is the in number is a simple n is their field. This is a public in number. This is the properties. We have the get and set assessor. Okay, get and set assessor. Now is the get method is the return the value read. This is the right if the value greater than or equal 100 and value less than or equal 1000. Number equal value. You can assign that is a number equal value. Else console write the value is not within the permitted range. Permitted range. Then you can set the value for particular range. Otherwise, not assign the value. Okay, they are not assigned the value. Okay, not assign the value. Static void main my class MC new my class read the value from the keyboard console.write. Please enter the new value. Okay. Int my int equal int32.parse method, because if you enter that value in the command prompt is the string, then that value want to convert to the integer type. Therefore, here is a conversion is there. Okay, console.write line, please enter the value. Int my int equal this line, console.read line. Okay, we can get that value is the read line. Okay, read line. Assign to the value to properties. mc.number equal mc.number equal my int. Okay, this number is the properties. Symbol n is the field name. This is the property name. Display the value, console.write line, the current value, mc.number. Then you can get the what is the number you enter. You can get the output. Okay, then we can do it. Okay, my class. There are okay. Then main method is there. Static void main method. Okay, after I face this one, I will explain again. Okay. So okay. I will do. Right. You can see here. This is my class private in number 144. This is initially the number is 144. Public in number. This is the method. So say properties. Okay, this property belong for this field, number field, this field. Okay, this is the capital symbol N is the field. Capital N is the property name. Okay, property name. This is the symbol name, is the field name. Symbol N number is this is the field name. This is the property name. Okay, get return number. Okay, there's a okay, sorry. Then value greater than or equal 100 and value less than or equal 1000 number equal value. You can assign that number is equal the set property. It's a right assessor. The set method inside the property number property in the set method. Okay, console.line. Then in the static, then we want to run this here. Is a I create the one object, my class as MC, new my class. Okay, please enter the int my okay my int as a console.read line. You can get the input value from the command prompt. There's a read line. Okay, password. Then mc.number, the property you use mc.number as a this value, as in the value. Then after you can get the mc.number is the call for the get property. Okay, method get property. The property use the mc.number mean get access. Okay, get method. Now we can run this program. Now you can see. Okay, enter the new values. I use the 450. Enter. It is vanished. Then we going to use that is the sorry. It's the class. Okay. Again console.read. .read. Right. Now run this program again. Okay. Please enter the number 450. Okay. The current value is so get for the 450. The number is a 450. Okay. I close this again. Run this one. If you enter. Okay. Enter the value as a 80. Okay, but the value is not within the permitted range. The current value is the 144. Already the default value is there here. 144. The default value is here is the number is a 44. Okay, we can assign the new value, but that is in the particular range. Therefore, we are checking. For example, want to enter your age. We can give for the age range is the 1 to any person age is the 1 to maximum 130. Okay, but it is impossible for the more than 100 people. Very few people are there, but you can assume as a maximum 104. Okay, 30 like you can assume. That's a range. Now again run this program. Values is a 800. Now is the new current value is 800. New value is the 100 because already the default value is 144. But you assign that's a particular range. That your value is the particular range. Within the range, then you can assign the new values. Okay. It's more than 1000. What happened? That's a not range. Then sir. Okay. Then the value is not within the permitted range. The current value is the 144 is the default one. Default value. That's the thing you can use. That's the property. Okay, we are using other example also. Yeah, what is the purpose to use the property something like? Then this is a simple example. If you want to validate your data, or you can give the validate data, then you can use the properties, the instead of the field. Okay, then you use the number is the one of the field. Okay, the class is the one field as a number. Okay, this is the property. Okay, we are create that property belong this number. Okay, number field. Then we discuss the symbol name. Okay, you can give any name. Okay, that name you can use this property, because if you in your program, if you have the many fields, when we can give the related name for the properties. Okay, it is a related, easy to identify. Then we can, here you can change. Now I change for the, this also name. Okay, it's a pro. Okay, then everywhere I had to change here as a pro, as a property. Okay, but I use this, the number is the field here is a here. Then this properties belong for this field. Okay, now you run this program the same. You can someone confuse what is the name, same name is there, but little differentiate there. One is a capital, one is a simple. Field has a symbol I, insert symbol N, but other one is a capital N. Okay, this property name is the capital N number. Okay, capital N as a properties. Now you can see. Okay, now we come for the read-only property. Why is used for the read-only property and write? Okay, what I mentioned that there are two methods there, get and set. The read mean get SSS is the read, and set SSS is the write SSS. Okay, method set method is the SSS. Okay, write SSS. Sometimes you need to protect. Protect the field from any changes by the user. Okay. For example, the field contains the company name should not be changed. Okay, for example, we are using that one property as a university name. Is that fixed? Then we use only read only properties. Read only properties. That is the, then in such case you omit the set SSR. There are no set SSR. There is a set method not there. Only get method is there. In the property get method. Then we call the read only properties. In such case, you omit the set SSR and keep it the get SSR to read the field. This kind of property is called as a read-only property. Okay, while the regular property is called as a read-write property. Okay, regular property is called as, okay, is called a read-write properties, but some situation you can use the read-only property. In the following example, both property kind are used. The person name is the read-write property, while the company name is read-only property. That's a one example. Okay, public class employee. Okay, that employee works for the particular company. Then it's a private field, private string company name as a Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft. Then the private string employee name. Okay, they are not assigned any value. Employee name. There's a many employees are working and want to give the name. Okay. Now you can see here is the private string company name as a Microsoft. Okay, this is a symbol C. Small C, company name. Small E is a employee name. Then I create the two properties. One property as a employee name, read-write property, because of many employee want to assign. Okay, then it's a read. Write the employee name and want to use that name also. Read. Then public string employee name. Here is the we are how to differentiate the distinguish the property name and field name. This is the field name as employee name. Simple E. Here is a capital E. Employee name. Now you can see here set get as a return employee name, set employee name equal value. Okay, this is the one of the property. Okay, this is the employee name properties. Employee name properties. This is the employee name field. Okay, this is one of the field as employee name. Under that field, then we want to create one properties. Employee name, return, get and set. There are read and write properties. This is the read one, get, set is a write property. Okay, right? Read and write. Okay. Now here is a read-only property as a company name. Public string company name is a capital C is there. Okay. Then here, don't confuse. Here is the get return company name. This is the field name. Okay, this is the field name as a symbol C. This is the property name as a capital C is here. We differentiate. We can use any name, but it's the easy to identify. Okay, this property belongs for this field, company name field. Okay, this property belong for company name field. Now only get property is there. Get read only property. The get accessors. Get or get method. Okay, public class, main class, public static void, employee, EMB new employee, employee dot employee name as a Gazim employee. Okay, employees. Then name, read only properties. Okay, right line, company name. Because the company name is read only property, we can read the name. Only get accessors are there. Get accessor, no set accessor. Therefore, here we are using the employee company name. We are not using, but employee name, then it is the name is come. This name. Okay, now we study for the properties. There are two accessors there. One is the get and other one is the set. We call get is the read accessor and set is the write accessor. Write method, get and write. Then some situation you can use the read only properties, other situation or some situation both. Okay. Then sometime you need to protect the field from any changes by the user. Okay, the fix isn't the only need. Then you can use that like it's the read properties. But other one is a write property. Write property. Then there are two read only properties and read write properties. There are no write only property. If you write that one, we want to get it that read. Okay. Read. If you write any value, you want to read that one. Therefore, no write only property, only read only property, and other one is a read write property. Read write property. Read only property. Okay. Already you know that there are two type of methods using properties. Property expose the convenient public way for reading and setting field value instead of dealing directly with the field. Okay, we want to avoid for some error. Therefore, we are using the property. One advantage of using the property as opposed to using the field directly is that you can validate the data before changing the value of the field. Okay, before value of the field, you can validate. Okay. For example, you want to validate your email address. Then you want to check first. After that, you can assign the value for the field. Anything. That's the thing we are using for the properties. Read only properties and write only properties. There are two methods there in the property, get and set. Get and set method or access. Get access, set access. Get access, read the set mean assign the value. Assign the value for field. Okay, now you create the read-only property. Here is a read-only properties. Then you cannot assign for the right property there. Okay, can't call for the set method. Can't assign any values. Is there a employee.name? Okay. Then read only console write company name is the employee.company name for that property. But here we want to assign that property for the name employee. It's a read and write property for employee name. Okay, now I come for the static members and static classes. As if you are build a class that present a group of employee work for company as shown in previous example. Okay, then you can create the class as the employee name change with each instance of the class. Okay, the employee name, because while the company name say the same, they are not changed, but employee name going to change. Then we can use, in other words, the employee name belong to the corresponding employee object, while the company name belong to the class. In this case, you can modify the declaration of the company name with the modifier static, okay, which qualified is to belong to the class rather than a specific object. Then you can use the static. Here is the new declaration as a private static string company name that's a fixed. There are no changes. Then private string name as the employee name. Static property example, public class employee, declare private. Okay. Static string company name and private string name. Okay. Yeah, declare private field, public class employee, like there's a static T-mobile, private string name. Then you can assign the public string name. Only one property is there. Okay, not necessary for the other property because that is a read only property. Then we use declare for the static string company name. That is static mean no change. Changes. Only one name as the property as a name property. Name is there. That's a one property as name, get and set. The company name property read only. Public static string company name get. Private set company name value. Okay. Then why? Employee name, new employee.name is like console line employee and employee name. Okay. Then if you call for the employee.company name, okay, employee.company name. Here is the public static string company name. This is a read only get property. They are private set company name value. Okay, that's a private set. That's the declaration is there. Private set string company name as a T-mobile. T-mobile. Okay, that's a concept. Here is a string name, get and set. But we make for the private set company name value. But you cannot assign the value. Already values there. Okay, already values there. Employee dot company name. Okay, that's a static string company name, get return company name, private set. You make for this the private set. Then you cannot change the value. Now we come for the constructor. Okay, already we study the classes. If you same name, you can create that method. Okay, method object. Then we call this a constructor. A class can contain the one or more method to build and initialize the object. These methods are called constructors. Constructors are divided into the three categories. Okay, there are three categories of the constructor. One is the instant constructor, private constructor, and static constructor. Three type of constructor. Okay, that constructor is the same name. If you create one method, it's the same name of the class name. The point is there. One class name as a point. Inside you can create one method as a point. That is the constructor. Okay, the same name of the class name is the constructor. Now is a constructor is named the same name as a class. Okay, the instant constructor. Instant constructors are the most common and sometimes referred to as just constructor. A constructor is named the same name as a class. Okay, it is involved when you create a new object. For example, point, my point is equal to new point. The class might be also contain the constructor with the parameter such as, okay, you can make the parameter. Okay, this is the constructor. If you create a new object that says the name, my point. Okay, that is the key. My point equal new point index and in y. Okay, then you can use that. So you want to pass it to variable. This is the point. The same name. Class also point class. There's a point. Same. Now you can see here point, class point, public int x and y. Okay, x comma y. Default constructor we call public equals 0. Okay, this you can see. This is the default constructor, instant constructor. That's a point class. This is also point name. Point as a class name as a point. Here is the point. This is the constructor. We can use for the 0 and we initialize the two variable. Okay, field x and y equals 0. Already public int x, y as a default constructor. A constructor with the parameter. Okay, public point. Then if you create that point, then you have to pass the value. Okay, here without parameters there. Okay, now you can create the one constructor there. You want to create the object, then point p1 equal new point. Like inside, you can assign the p1.x something p2x. But if that like here is the point index 1 and in y1, then x equal x1, y equal y1. What are the things you pass here? That now you can create a new point as a okay, point p2 equal point new point. Within bracket you can pass 5 comma 6. Then x is 5, y. This is the constructor with the parameter. This is the way you can create the constructor. Okay, then is a okay. The important thing is the constructor as a same name. We call this a public okay point. That's the same name of the class name. Point here is also this constructor name also point. Same name. That's the constructor. Class, my class, static void main. Point p1 is new point. Point p2 is the new point 2 comma 10. But console.line 0 and p1.y. Okay, first point. Now is the first point is the p1.x, p2x, because here in the point inside the what is the x is there 0. X is 0, y is 0. Therefore, that's a the value is the 0 point p1. But p2 is the p2.x and p2.y is the what is the value is the 2 and 10. What is the value pass 2 and 10. Then you can use that. Okay, we can do it. Okay, class as a point constructor. Okay, there's a point. Main method is there. My class. Okay, this is the point class. This is the one of the default constructor. A constructor with the parameters. Okay. Then console.read also. Okay, console.read. Now it's run this program. Why this? Okay, I think one. The new value. Okay, previous running. Class. Wait. This class is closed. Right. Now is balance. Public class, point class. Under that point class is my class. Yeah. Okay. First point is 0, 0. Second point is 2 and okay. Then if you create a point, which constructor you are going to create the object? This is a P1 new point without parameter. Without parameter inside the value take. Okay. That inside the value also you can assign. X is 5, Y is 8. Okay. Now run. That value is take 5, 8, first point. And second point is a 2, 10. Okay. Here 4, 8. Then it is create the P1 and P2 under this constructor object. This constructor, parameter constructor. Okay, not constructor. This is a default constructor. Not called for that. Okay, then so we call this a point is the class name. Same name you can use the one method as a. Okay, this create as a constructor. Default constructor. Okay, using this word. Okay, as in C++, in the C#, we are using this keyword to use to access the data members in okay instance constructor. Okay, method or SSO. For example, you can declare the constructor in the preceding example. Okay, now you can see the previous example. There is okay the constructor x1 and y1, x and y. Here also we only use the same x and same y, same x and same y. Okay, but this you are passing the variable, then we only use here say x and y, x and y. Now is a computer is confusing which x you are using. This okay, this which one? If you pass this here, which x line? Then we are using here this keyword. This means the field. This x means this field. Field value. Okay, field. This x field. The same name is there. If you the parameter name also same name for the field name, then you can use this keyword. This keyword means this field, x field. This Y means this field. But this X means this is the parameter X and Y. Y is this parameter Y. Therefore, we are using this keyword. This keyword. Okay. Now you see the member in the instant constructor method. For example, you can declare the constructor in the preceding example like this. Public point X, int X and int Y. Then this dot X equal X, this dot Y equal Y. Okay, otherwise the computer conflict. Okay, confused both. What is the X? The field X also there, parameter X also there. Which one you assign? But this dot X means there's a field X. This dot Y also field Y. This X is the parameter X. The Y is here is the parameter Y. Okay. Therefore, like in this case, you can use for the same name for the both field and parameters. Okay, X and Y. This is because the expression this dot X represent the field, represent for the field X of the current object, while X is the method parameter. Okay, other one is the X is the method parameter. Here is a method. We call this a constructor. Also, one of the method, the same name of the class we call for the constructor. Same name of the class is the method name is the same name of the class. Therefore, we call the constructor. Okay. Then it is obvious the keyword this cannot be used for the static constructor. This is the instant constructor. Instant constructor you can use for this keyword. The static constructor you cannot use for the this keyword. Cannot use. Okay, cannot be used with the static constructor. This keyword used for the instant and private constructor. That is the same name we are using the parameter name and field name. Going to differentiate, distinguish the field name and parameter name as the same name. Therefore, we use for the this keyword. We call this a this keyword used to access the data member in the instant key constructor are used with the class that contain only static members. Other classes expect those nested in the same class are not allowed to create the instance of the class. Okay, instead of that class, consider the following example. Public class, my class, private, my class is the constructor. Public string company name. Public string employee name to field. Okay, your default constructor for the private constructor use the class modifier private. Okay, which is the common convenient. Okay, but not necessary because the default access level is the private. Okay, it is relevant to declare. Okay, also statics. If the static class is there, then you create the any constructor that also static. That is another thing, static constructor. It is used to initialize the class. It is called before call to any static member. For example, static constructor is my class. Okay, my class contain two printing statements. There is also method, my method, that contain the another printing statement. Notice that when my method is called the static constructor, is automatically invoked. Okay. Now is the some method want to execute automatically or default, then you can use a static constructor. Okay. Here is a my class. The static constructor, the static my class. This is the class as a class. This is a static constructor, static my class. Okay. Inside console.write, hey, I am a static constructor. I am called automatically. Okay, if you create one object as a my class, like the static constructor also automatically call. There are one statement here. Okay. Public void my method console.train. I am my method dot wash. Okay, this is the my class. Under that one method is the my method. Okay, I am my method. I was called after the static constructor had been invoked. Okay, this is the one. Another line command is there. Okay, then in the main method we create the one object. My class has a my object new class. My object dot my method. One class I create the class as for the only my method. Okay, call for the my method. The method is here. My method ish. Then it is execute only this one, but it also execute for the static class. Static constructor also execute. Static constructor also. Some default things want to execute, then you can make for the static class. Okay, always want to execute anything if you call for some object create and method or another things default concept, static concept. Okay. And you can see here. Okay, this is the last one where you can go into stop now. This okay. The class. Okay. Right. Now use sorry. So my object console read. Not read. Now you run this program. Okay, here I am the static constructor. I am call automatically. I am call automatically because I never call for that static constructor. Okay, but we create the object, the static constructor object. Here I am, my method I was called after the static constructor has been invoked. Okay, execute the first static constructor. Okay, the object is a static constructor object. Create the object, my object as a my class. Static constructor class object. Therefore, it is what other thing inside is executed after that. Okay, then that's a static constructor. Okay, we study for the three instant constructor, private constructor, and static constructor. Okay, the instant constructor is the default constructor usually like, but in the constructor is the same name for the class name method as the same name. There's a private constructor. The one is the instant constructor. Three type is there. Constructor as an instant constructor, private constructor, static constructor. All constructors the name the same as a class. Instant constructor are the most common and sometimes refer to as a constructor. A constructor is the name the same as the class. It invokes when you create the new object. Okay, if you create the new object, it's an invoke mean execute. That like the class might also contain a constructor with parameters. Yes. Okay, with the parameter also you can create a constructor. Here is the default constructor as a inside the public point. There are no any parameter. Parameter inside the argument is there. We call the parameter is the argument. Here is pass the two parameter. Okay, constructor with the parameter, 2 arguments there. Argument is there. That's the parameter. Then main method is there. If you create one with the parameter, without parameter and with the parameter, then it is called for the first one, first constructor as in default constructor. Other one is a parameter constructor. Okay, private constructor and static constructor. Okay. Some more. Okay, next you can destructure and struct. You want to study data also. Okay, I'm going to stop. I think Friday is the database system. Tomorrow I will upload the lecture notes, the LMS. This notes also in the LMS. You can download. Okay, anything you want to discuss? Just a discuss time now.
So when we are creating
Yes.
classes, do we have to
Yes.
create before the main method? Sometimes
Sorry.
When we are creating
Yes.
classes inside a program, do we have to create before
Yes.
before we write the main method? If we write under the main method, sometimes
Yes. In the under the main method, you can create the object, everything. Call for that classes and method under that main method. Yes, but in the one project has only one main method.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
the main method is one method is only one, but you can create many classes. Then that classes object, then you can create under that main method and call for that function, everything. That's the thing we want to need the main method. In the C++ also same.
Okay, sir.
Already you study in the first semester, C++
Yes, sir.
also you can create a many method, anything, but everything called in the another main method. But anything because the one method is called for the other method also. That is possible. But in the with the object, you can call for the method.
Okay, sir.
Yes. What are the any? Okay, you can do it that exercise in home. Okay, you can understand what are the problems there. Namespace, alias, qualifier, something that is a thing you can do it, and if you have a problem next class you can ask. Okay, therefore I conduct only 2 hours lectures, otherwise 3 hours. In the within this 3 hours also in the lab within can't okay complete. Okay, continuously 2 hours I teach that all things, but in the lab I will give the time and some make more time. Therefore, what is that? Last date the project. Okay, last date the project is the December, mid-December. Okay, I only check it that December mean 12 or okay, 18 December or something we can make the presentation day. Okay, everything finished. Okay, then you have to submit that your presentation. You want to make the presentation and show your demonstration, your project. Okay, then I will give the marks. Okay, later I will get that is a project. It is possible you can upload in the Google Drive that project. It is possible or something because the exe file is not attached the Google file in the email. Only check it is possible to attach the Google Drive. Then you can put in the Google Drive to my Google Drive. Then I can get it with this. That also possible. Then 19 December 19 is that both project deadline. Because database programming also, programming side is okay, over. We want to study for the theory part. Database system, transaction, control, concurrent control, recover, distributed database, something like. But okay, tell anything.
Sir, I have a simple question.
Yes.
After we finish the project, and we
Yes.
can publish it as a setup file, exe file. So after creating that
Yes.
exe file, when we are installing on another computer, we don't have
Yes.
Visual Studio, Microsoft database softwares, SQL Server Management or something like that, but it won't
Yes.
work. And also, if we installing that exe file in another computer which already have Visual Studio and MySQL Server, it also won't work. I don't have any idea why is that.
No, if you want to work that thing, you want to transfer your database also. Because without database, the connecting database there. Without database, if you run, there are no any database. Then you had the attach method is there already.
But when we are publishing,
how to, if you copy the particular place and you attach. Publishing mean if you anywhere one of the now you are thinking about in the LMS there.
Yes.
Okay. Already we keep it your record in the one server. Without server, you using for the web. Okay, internet through the internet in the web application. Server, you cannot do it. That's the problem.
Yes.
That now is you are the application. Okay. But you need for the SQL server. Without SQL server, you cannot do that. If you retrieve the data, you want to send to that query. Query who we have to read program. You write the program and queries read in the server. You update something, then you want to execute the query in the server, not in the program. We are writing the program, but that program executing the server. Therefore, we need the server. Without server, cannot. Therefore, that we are thinking in the database programming. They are thinking about what is the hardware you need, what is the software you are going to use, which one. Because mostly they are using. If you access it there, the most of the computer has access. Therefore, no problem. But if you use the particular software, specific app in the database, but we are the web application, we are the client server architecture. Your application, but your application in particular server want to put it. Otherwise, you cannot use it because the database going to update, edit, delete, everything is going through that. Then this application not necessary. For example, you can make the calculator. Okay, in the Visual Basic, you can make execution file and run. It's okay because the .NET framework, everything in the because now is the C# is the .NET is a independent platform, independent. Then you make the exe file and you can install any machine. You can run it the program, but within that, like, if you have the database something, then you need for the database server. Without server, you cannot do. That's the thing you want to need, but in your computer you can run. Later, if you make that many users are going to use, like you want to make the one place as a server is need. Many client can access your application through the internet. Without data, you cannot access your run your program. First, you execute your program or you run your program application. First, want to connect the database. First, want to connect the database. Then database not connect, then can't do anything.
Okay, sir.
What other? Okay. Then the presentation, only you make the no any report. Who are the name of the group? Okay. The member of the group, everything, and you can present. Other one can, okay, silently. Other one can participate and see that, because it is the helpful for your final presentation, because different thinking thought also they are the students, they create different things. Then other people also understand, okay, they get the experience. I also get the experience for students, because my thinking view is different. If you do some project with a good, like I learn it, that's the way. Okay, students, I am going to leave. Okay, stay safe.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
sir.
don't go outside. I think Colombo area is the western province is the high risks. Other province also no, but some people are there in the outside also very careful. Stay. Okay, sir.